The High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Alfred State College, where within 6 months of graduating, an astonishing 99% are working or furthering their studies. At Alfred State, they stress project-based learning, where students work on real-world problems and learn how to think, not what to think. Visit alfredstate.edu.
Sports. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's how we roll. It's wins and losses, highs and lows. It's effort, respect, and dedication. The High School Sports Beat. Sports. It's who we are.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. We begin our look at Section 5 sports this week with our opening story, brought to you by Sticky Lips Barbecue and Juke Joint. Sticky Lips Barbecue Juke Joint, New York State's largest barbecue restaurant right here in Rochester. See our menu and live music calendar at StickyLipsBBQ.com. Sticky Lips BBQ, Jefferson Road in Henrietta. We've got sectional game coverage this week, starting with the girls' Class A soccer matchup between Pittsford Mendon and Spencerport. Here's Paul Gotham.
Good evening, fans of Section 5 Girls Soccer. Welcome to Canandaigua Academy, your host for the 2019 Section 5 Class A Championship game featuring the 1-seeded Spencerport Rangers versus the 2-seeded Mendon Vikings.
Winners of 4 straight and unbeaten in its past 5 games, Pittsford Mendon came into the game with a record of 14 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. The 3-time reigning champion Spencerport Rangers brought with them a mark of 13 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie.
Junior number 13, Sabrina Trapani.
Spencerport's Sabrina Trapani started the scoring with 12 minutes remaining in the first half. The junior captain converted on a free kick opportunity for her 4th goal of the season.
Right outside the box, I asked the ref, I was like, direct? He was like, sure is. So I was like, I'm going to hit it, and it went right over the keeper's head, and it felt so good when it hit the net. Yeah.
Rangers goal, number 13, Sabrina Trapani. Unassisted free kick, 28th minute.
Nearly 7 minutes later, Bree DeHaan cashed in on a Maddie Tatora corner kick. Corner kick opportunity. Can you take me through that goal and how it unfolded for you?
Maddie had a corner kick, Maddie Tortora, and it was a beautiful kick. She has a great kick every time. There's nothing that will ever mess her up when she comes to kicking it.
No spectators on the field, please.
The Rangers had all the offense they needed in a 2-0 victory.
I think on the defensive side of the ball, we really put a lot of work in getting to know Mendon, doing what we need to do defensively, and to they have a really good forward there in Grace O'Hare, and to keep them at 0. That was the first key.
Spencerport's defense focused on the Vikings' Grace O'Hara.
First time we've done a major switch. We switched a little bit personnel and just tried to follow her where she went and contain her in those certain spots and not let her get her teammates involved or let her get involved.
The junior forward came into the game with 19 goals and 7 assists. Spencerport's Emma Taylor drew the assignment of marking O'Hara.
Actually, one of my teammates, Emma, she actually stopped her really well this game. I think she kept up with her great. Grace is a great player, though. She plays on my other team, and it's just crazy going up against her now, but I think we held our own and we did really good.
Senior goalkeeper Kat Wall made 8 saves for her second shutout of the postseason and third clean sheet of the past 4 matches.
I literally started crying when they all came running to me. Tears of happiness. It's amazing.
What's it like for you, 4 titles in a row? What's it like for you to be able to continue this tradition at Spencerport?
It's amazing. I mean, we came back with so much pressure on us this year, half our new starters, and it was just every day the same mentality, go for it, 4.
For Mendon, it was their first trip to the championship game since 2014.
It is a great experience overall. You know, whether you win or lose the sectional title, it's, you know, the experience is just great just to be here and do it. We hope that the experience will carry over for next year because we do have a young team and we do bring back a majority of our players. And we hope that they use this as motivation as they go into next season.
Spencerport carried on its tradition and clinched a 4th straight trip to the New York State Far West Regionals.
Every time we're out together, practice, games, team things, we say two steps forward, and we really, Brockport was a tough semifinal, and we really tried to build off that, like getting our confidence up, getting our play up. Hey, we got this. We can't question ourselves. So that was big for them to experience the semifinal and today.
We talked about all season, like some games we lost, we didn't have that experience and that heart, and today I think we came out knowing that we didn't want today to be the end and we wanted to come out on the top of it. So I just think it's great that we could do it, and some people have doubted us in the past, and like it's great to just show them that we could like continue the tradition on and on through these years.
They keep getting more special and more fun because the excitement of it, the new group, the tradition they have going, it keeps getting more special. Yeah.
From Braves Field on the campus of Canandaigua Academy, this is Paul Gotham with the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College.
Coming up next, Matt Trabold joins us for the Dunkin High School Notebook. We'll have that when the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, returns.
I know you're not supposed to look straight at it, but...
Man, it looks delicious.
Get ready for a whole new way to start the day. Introducing the great-tasting, plant-based Beyond Sausage Sandwich. Only at Dunkin'.
Hello and welcome back to the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. It is time now for the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin', and joining us once again this week is Matt Trabold. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
So Matt, let's start talking Class A football. Let's talk about the Canandaigua Braves and wrapping up a championship for them.
Yeah, Class A, undoubtedly the best class in Section 5 football this year. So it makes it very impressive that the Braves, as a 5 seed, are able to win such a big class, such a talented class. They had to get through Victor with Rashawn Baker, their big running back, coming back from injury. They had to go through a firm top seed in East Ridge and then the 2 seed East Eagles. This is a big deal because those teams are going to bring a lot of offensive and athletic playmakers. They're going to bring even some D1 talent. And this game had a big turnaround. You're talking about a first half where most of it, driver's seat for East. They force a few early fumbles, up a touchdown at least for a lot of that first couple quarters there. But then the offensive game plan for Canandaigua changed. They went to their power back, usually go with a couple more speed backs. In Zach Wantuck, he ran behind a very stout offensive line in this game. And in the trenches, a couple big boys, 6'6" Ryan Welch, J.C. Clifford, a 6'5" guy, he got some hardware after the game. They played super well, and this is a very big turnaround in the game, like I've already said before, and very surprising with what was coming in, what was expected of the game, I think.
Well, it's funny, you think about it, it's like that pedigree of Canandaigua football, that probably came into play too. Those guys, it's a tradition there. They know what to expect in a championship game, and they performed. And talking about pedigree, Aquinas and McQuaid, I mean, you know, McQuaid beat them earlier in the year, and then you get the rematch that everybody wanted, and that one just didn't disappoint either in Class AA.
I mean, you really can't ask in that AA, in that largest class, for a better storyline going into a game. Like you alluded to a second ago, McQuaid, for the first time in well over a decade, starts the season, they beat Aquinas, and then they're looking for, in this title game, their first title win since 1978. And then on the other side of things, Aquinas looking for revenge, top 2 seeds, heated rivals. This game also had a big turnaround. The second quarter saw Aquinas go up 2 scores, including a pick 6, all sorts of momentum going into the halftime break. But the Darren Sproles of Section 5, Andrew Passero, this kid could not be stopped for very long in this game. He has such quick bursts running the football, quick turns. And after a while, Aquinas just could not stop it consistently, and the defense from McQuaid really put the clamps on in the second half. Scoreless for the Little Irish in that second couple quarters there, including the defensive line. You have Quinn Bergeron and Aldrin Wilson. Aldrin Wilson early on started the game scoring with a scoop and score. I mean, this is a team in McQuaid. They started the season, at least the Section 5 part of it, with tears of joy on the field, and they ended it with tears of joy on the field.
Against the same person, against the same rival, too. Let's talk about it and go down a little bit to Class C and talk about the match with Leroy with an undefeated season going into their finals, but they saw that come to an end.
Yeah, and Leroy, I think they were pretty undoubtedly, pretty unequivocally the big dog, undefeated, top seed in terms of Class C going into that title game. But I mean, you really got to give it to Letsaw. I mean, Andrew Englerth is a big star running back for the Oaken Knights, and they went out, and I think to a certain degree they dominated this game. And you have Brett Vasily, their quarterback, had so much success all game long in terms of the design quarterback runs. And in the fourth quarter, where they needed one more score to put it away against the big dogs, he showed his arm a little bit. He threw it to his partner in crime in the back of the end zone, got 1 foot down, Dalton English. That was a big win.
All right, outstanding. Great stuff, Matt. As always, thank you very much. We're back with more of the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, right after this. Coming up next, the Making the Grade nominee with Kyle O'Gara, and later, the Class B brick is up for grabs with HFL and Livonia football. We'll have that story when the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, continues.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. Hit the ground running at alfredstate.edu. I'm Kyle O'Gara. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
Making the Grade this week is Greece Athenia junior Mike Tracy. Mike plays soccer for the Trojans and has been on the team since the 8th grade. Since then, Mike has often been described as the anchor of the defense and is a vital part of their historic state run. With Mike's leadership of the defense, the Trojans have only allowed 2 goals since the start of the Section 5 tournament. In the classroom, Mike maintains a 96 average and is a member of the National Honor Society. In his free time, Mike is earning community service hours and holds a part-time job. This week, Mike Tracy is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them into mtg@rocksportsnow.com. And now here's Dave with the McArdles Section 5 Spotlight.
Well, thanks, Kyle. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McArdles in Fairport. Come home to McArdles. Former Victor Blue Devil David Ferentz had his first college hat trick and added an assist for a career-high 4 points. After 9 games, Ferentz leads all college defensemen with 8 goals and 14 points. Pittsford Mendon field hockey continued their undefeated season with a win over Williamsville East in the Class B Far West Regional. The Vikings head to the state semifinals with an 18-0-1 record. On Monday, December 2nd, head to the RIT Inn and Conference Center for the Section 5 Football College Recruiting Night. It's free and open to juniors and seniors from 6 to 9 to meet with several area colleges, all in one location. Well, coming up next, the Cougars and Bulldogs battle at St. John Fisher. We'll have the story of the Class B football finals when the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, continues.
And now to Eichel. He floated one. Score!
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. The Class B title matchup between Huntington Falls-Lima and Livonia featured 2 teams that knew each other very well. HFL made it to the finals for the first time, and Livonia has waited since 1993 to bring home the brick. It was all on the line at Growney Stadium. The Class B football championship game was definitely a tale of two programs. On the one hand, there was HFL, a team that has always been successful, but was making its first trip ever to the finals. And then there was Livonia. The Bulldogs are like the perennial bridesmaids, making 4 of the last 6 title matchups, only to come up short each time. It's been a frustrating last few years, no doubt, but it hasn't changed the way they do things.
You know, there's a lot of pride in Livonia football. I mean, we win as much as any program in Section 5, but we unfortunately make it to the finals line. We just seem to come a little short, but you know, year in and year out, we're always solid. We're always a good program, and people, you know, whether it was Coach Hall to Coach Trabold to myself, it's a family. We try to do it the right way, and you find out that if you do things the right way, usually you end up being a pretty good program.
And they weren't going to change what they did to get there either. For the Bulldogs, ball control is king. And the man at the controls is Alex Minahan. He would start Livonia's first drive of the night with a pass completion and then close it out with a 2-yard keeper.
Definitely starts with the big guys up front. Those guys, we run behind them, we do everything. Everything we do is because of them. And they really showed out tonight and played a great game. Yeah, offensively for me, you know, it's easy. I just run behind those guys. They do the work for me. You know, like I said, it's all them. Defensively, I just try to stay with my guy and make a play on the ball for our team. Do what I can to help us.
Like Coach says, our greatest defense is our offense. We grab the ball, and as long as we control the clock, we control how much time they get. So as long as we get the ball and we hold the ball, they don't get much time as all. So I definitely think me on defense is my biggest thing is I just try to go for the ball. I go hard every play and just try to get to the quarterback.
Minahan played a complete game on both sides of the ball, not only connecting with Stefan Gwynn for a touchdown later in the first, he also came up with not one, but 2 interceptions. It was the type of performance that his coach said he would have expected from him.
It's like having another coach on the field. I mean, he knows exactly what I'm thinking. I know what he's thinking. He's able to command the offense and the defense, and call coverages on defense, and and obviously the offense he runs at a quarterback, and it's just a very special situation to have someone like that on the field that is on the same page with you at any moment. And when it comes down to crunch time, and you got to have that play, he's the type of special player that's going to make it happen.
These two clubs are very familiar with one another. They spent the summer doing drills and scrimmaging at off-season camps. This matchup is something they had seen happening months ago.
I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it was going to be tight. They read well. They're a smart team. We see each other quite often. They became part of our camp this summer, so we saw them 4 times in the summer where we were able to do drills and skills together, and then we scrimmaged them and had a couple scrimmages with them. So we're very, very familiar, Coach Russ and myself, with each other's teams. And this summer when we were working through July and August together as programs, we said, hey, our goal is to meet in the end, and hopefully it's us 2 teams. That's the way it played out. So we have former players that now play for HFL, and so there's a lot of connections, and so it's kind of cool that the 2 teams came down to the end, and it was our first trip here, and our first win in 26 years. So it was great to have this team here, and I knew they were going to play us well though, because they're well coached and they have smart kids and they read well, and I knew it was going to be a battle.
They come to our place in summer for a scrimmage. We go down and practice with them. We knew exactly what we were going to get. They just made more plays than we did, so hats off to them.
Down the stretch, the Livonia defense did what it does best, making plays when it needed to, and posting a second straight shutout. For the Cougars, it was a disappointing end to their championship debut, but it also can go a long way towards helping the program in the future.
To put it in perspective right now, can you do that right now?
Yeah, we've never been here before, so it was something new for us, and I think for some of the younger kids sitting in the stands that are coming up through our youth program, they see this, and they're going to want to do a little extra work, and they're going to want to be here at some point. Our juniors and underclassmen coming back, I think they got a taste of it, and they're excited about the future.
This is a Bulldogs group that knows how that works. They've been together ever since the days of Pee Wee football, and were winning titles back then, as well.
I've coached all these kids since they were 8 years old, and I worked with them all through youth football, and they haven't changed much. So Alex was running the offense back then, and Stefan was making big plays back then too. And they've worked hard every year, all those years. So the last 10 years we've been together. It's been a great journey, and they won 4 youth championships. So it's no surprise that they're winning a Section 5 championship now.
As much as it means to the team and the program, for the town of Livonia to end a 26-year drought, it might mean even more.
And I think that's what makes Livonia special, is because we have a small community, but it's a community that's really invested in the kids and the team. And we all have a very close, special relationship. They're like sons for me, and my son plays on the team, and it's a special thing.
It's just everyone in the community, as you see, everyone comes out when we play. Everyone comes out when we play. So it's definitely a great feeling to bring it back to the community. It's more than just us as a team, and it's more of a community thing. So we're happy just to bring it back to the community.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, especially Alfred State College, for making the Sports Beat possible. We'd also like to thank the athletes, teams, and coaches in Section 5. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next week.